And if you can briefly introduce yourself.
Thank you, Akram. First and foremost is thanks to Akram and to the Policy Times for having given the opportunity to introduce to one of the world's first innovative product towards the teaching faculties as well as for the students also, to bring in the natural way of the classroom into the virtual classroom. And just to introduce you briefly about background is, yes, I have been in the IT industry from 1987 onwards. And this company is about 7-year-old, and especially this particular product which we have brought in is a new product which is launched, which was launched in July 2020, and the product is known as an iScribe. And this is a patented product and a patent from US, and we are also applied for a patent in India. And we have sold over about 2,000 numbers in the last about 8 months. And the feedback have been fantastic from each of the users who have been using this product actually. So this is just give you a brief intro. Of course, I have my engineering background, etc. Right? That's pretty old story. So this is what the background is all about to this company.
Excellent. Thank you. Mr. Murthy, can you describe the iScribe, the product you have the patent of, how this product actually benefits the education system and what unique features are there in this product?
Certainly, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. So I would first and foremost is give you a brief explanation why first of all we came out with this particular product itself. Now, once a pandemic came in, the teachers were actually pushed down onto the battlefield without any armor on their hand. In fact, whether you take right from a faculty from an IIT or to a normal school, which they have also got, and they have been pushed to do an online teaching. First and foremost is the teachers were to be trained on how to even go to a Google or Google Meet or Zoom or Microsoft Teams. So they had to be taught about that itself first. And the next challenge for them is that they have to give the content or they deliver the content to the students in an understandable way. That means they had to learn about PowerPoint, videos, whatever, etc. And how do I show a PowerPoint? Let's say, for example, if I am supposed to do a mathematical theorem, let's say Pythagoras theorem, which I have to explain, or an algebra, which I have to explain, or even a writing on a 4-line, word of writing habits itself, how do I teach them on a PowerPoint or thing? So what is happening is at the other end of the side, you have 50, 60, 100, 200 students who have been already, looking at you and then what you're teaching on the system, and they don't understand. They only see everything and it's here and then go over there itself. So that's what's happening over there. And the third important point is, see, while a physical classroom, what happens, there are 3 kinds of registration takes place. The first kind of registration is that when the teacher is going to write on the board, the student is seeing it. That is an eye registration. The second registration, when the teacher is teaching, she's speaking about that. Let's say A plus B, she says A plus B whole square. So that's the second registration which takes place on my ear. The third registration is I'm going to write on the piece of paper A plus B. That means there are 3 registration takes place of a particular component, which is what giving the recall retention value of the student. Please understand, today the teachers, whatever they teach, now they are supposed to have once the classroom starts, you can understand they have to redo the same exercise what they did because the students have not got the recall retention value. That means the same portion they have to teach, then they have to go to the next portion. In order to avoid this, we have come out with a product which will give them the natural feeling of a board. How do they do it on a board? How do they do it on a digital board? How do they do it on a, let's say, whiteboard? The same feeling they get it, but at the same time, without changing their way of working, they will write on a piece of paper. So now our technology is basically write on any piece of paper and take it digitally to the world, right? So when I talk about it, that means you write on any piece of paper. That means any normal paper, you put with a normal refill, which you use stationery, which you can get at any stationery shop, it can come over there itself. Now, let me take you to the next point of thing is actual demo of the product, which you can see yourself exactly how does it go about. The product has got 3 components. We have different models, but I'm only going to restrict myself to a particular model, which have been sold a lot in numbers, which have been used in a lot of numbers. The first is actually the product comes along with something known as a pack, which looks like an examination pack for you, but there is an electromagnetic under IR, which is already embedded into this. So this is one product, they get it along with that. The second is they get a pen. The pen, which has got a normal refill at the end, right? It's a refill, which I can show you the refill. It's a not metallic, half metallic refill, which you can use it from any stationery shop. So this goes, that means when they write, it will be like an inking. Actually, this is a refill type, which you can get it from 8 rupees to 20 rupees in any stationery shop. So this is second. And third is it comes along with the USB cable. So this is what it is. So these are the three things which comes, and the user can keep any kind of paper, any normal paper, they can just keep it on that and then start writing it. Or even they can keep a thick notebook of this size, even a 200 pages, 250 pages, they can keep and then start writing it. So this is what the product is all about. And it comes along with a downloadable application, which we give. It's like a whiteboard, but better than a whiteboard on certain aspects of it, so that the teachers are able to maneuver it very easily. That's the idea. Now, how does it work? It works this way: whether you are on any video conferencing mode, whether you are on a Google Meet, or whether you are on Microsoft Teams, whether you are on Zoom, or whether you have your own video conferencing, you something have known as a screen share. With that only you do a screen share, and then you show your PowerPoint, etc. The same screen can be used so that this is compatible to any VC platform which you have today. Now, let's go through now. I'll do one thing is I'll just share the screen. Let me assume that, for example, I am the teacher who is going to teach, let's say, for example. Okay, now what I have done is I'm going to open an application which comes as an iScribe for you. Now, we have Windows, we have Mac, and we have Linux support. Today, I'm showing it on a Windows right now. We are showing the USB cable just because it is much more easy for the teachers or faculties or anybody to use it immediately, even for the students per se. So I'm just going to use this. Basically, I just connect this right now. Okay, to a USB cable, and then application is opened up over there itself. Now, let's say, for example, now I'm having the piece of, I'm going to write everything on this. Just to show you on the camera, first few notes I will write, and after I'll keep it down so that it is easy for me to write. Without looking at the screen, I'm going to do that, for example. Now, let's say I have already got it is connected, and there is something known as a pen mode, which I'm activating it right now. Now, on a pen mode, you please see over here, right now on the white paper, I'm going to write. Let's say, for example, first is I'll write good morning students. That's what I say. And then I'm going to say, let's say, for example, I'm going to take algebra exercise 1, topic 1. This is what I'm going to teach today. Now, whatever I'm writing over here, you can see over there also it is coming. Now, let's see, for example, now I've started teaching. Let's say now I'm going to teach about the concept of a plus b whole square is equal to what? This is my first word. Now, I say, when you say a plus b whole square, that is nothing but a plus b into a plus b. Now, I say, what is the first step? I'm going to say first step is this into this. That is my a into a. That's what I've shown over here. So a into a. Second step, I can show, let's say, b into b. That's what I'm going to show, b into b. So this is the way I've explained. Now, whatever I've explained, you're able to see this over there on the top of the screen. Now, I want to change the color, and they say, what's the answer? I have to put the answer first. So I can change the color. Let's say, for example, I change the color to a red, and I'm going to write on that. Let's say, for example, now, let's say now the answer is a square plus b square plus 2ab is my answer. Right. Now, when I'm continuing, let's say, for example, I continue to the second page. So I can even continue the same session. Let's say I'm showing an electronic circuit diagram or anything else, I can do it. And then I'm going to keep this piece of paper. Understand now, I'm just hoping you to understand. This is, let's say, for example, class note workbook of a student. And he keeps it on top of that. The other end, I'm talking about the other end, he's going to write with the class note workbook. Let's say, for example, today is exercise 1. And he's talking about a plus b whole square. This is what he's writing it over there. And then he says, okay, this is what he has written it in his classroom exercise right now. Now I go back to the first thing, page, and then I want to do some modification. Yes, I can do some modification, etc. and all. Now I've done a plus b whole square. The most important is, please see, I have written as if I'm writing on a normal board, a chalk and board. I have written it right now over there itself. Now, this can be saved. Here only the magic starts from here onwards. Every step is very crucial step. For example, the teacher has taught it. Let's say they give some file name. And then that file name is, let's say, for example, saved right now. That means the teacher, whatever they have taken a session, they are able to save it right now. Now, I'm going to take the same class to a next classroom. Let's say a class I finished or 30 students. The next 30 students I have to take it. I open up the same right now, and I don't have to rewrite. That means it is already written. That means I have created my content myself. Please understand, I have created my content myself. Now, I'm going to, let's say, for example, do the same session. I want to show it right now. So I can go it fast or medium or slow. I say, for example, I stop over there and then say, I'm going to teach about algebra exercise 1. And then I say, what I'm going to teach, a plus b whole square is equal to what? So that is equal to a plus. Now, you see here, whatever I have done, it comes in the sequence itself. as it is, the way I wrote, every bit of it is being captured, which is like means I have created my content, I'm able to display it, etc. and all. Right? Now, the same thing can be exported as a PDF file, which means I can teach, I can save it, I can send it as a PDF to my students also. Both pages or 5 pages or 10 pages put together as one file, right? Which means I have already been able to easily communicate with them. Now, for example, today what happens is the students are writing on a sheet of paper their assignments, and it is being opened up. They just take a photograph and then they send it as a PDF file for the teachers to write it. Let's say now, I now got the file from the student, which is the second page, let's say, for example. Right, this page I have got it from the student. Now I have to correct it, right? Now annotation we call them basically. Now you can even do your own PDF file. Let's say while I'm teaching, I'll have a PDF file, I'll have a PowerPoint file, I'll have a movie file, on which I also have to annotate. So we will see this now. Now the pen is changed into a mouse mode. That means the pen acts like a mouse. In a mouse, let's say, for example, in a Paint or anywhere else, can I write how are you? It is impossible. It's very difficult. Whereas when the pen is acting like a mouse, I can write how are you? I can write comments. I can do anything. So the same thing now, what I'm going to do is, let's say a student has sent me a message. That is his PDF file. He has got it to me. Assessment PDF file. I've got it. Say he has taken a photograph, tough of everything. He has sent it. Now I have to correct this. So what I do is I hold this page. I hold this thing like this on a horizontal mode. Now, if you look at this, this is becoming a pen mode right now. Mouse is actually, the pen has become a mouse mode right now. So you can see here, I'm just going to the exercise one. Let's say, for example, I say, what is this? Okay. Then I say, no, where are the other steps? Let's say, for example, I have to write over here. I can write over here, let's say, for example, how easy it is, right? And then I can go back and say, this is not the way you're supposed to write. You have to write the steps and then do it. So all this I've explained it on a piece of paper. It's much more easier. Now, the same thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's say, for example, I have a PDF file, existing PDF file. I want to now show to the students how I can annotate. Let's say there is something like India map or whatever I have. Let's say I open up one of the existing PDF file. It can be PPT, it can be anything. Say, let's say, for example, I've now got this. Now, let's say in this, I want to go to a particular place and then show, let's say, for example, this is a shaft. Right? I choose everything. Now I go over here and just say, this is a shaft, let's say, for example. And I say, this is basically a brushes. How easy it is. The same way I can do it in PowerPoint file. And let's say the teacher wants to create their own content. I'm going to a PPT. I'm going to go to a paint functionality. Let me show in a paint functionality, a biology teacher wants to teach how a photosynthesis takes place. She's a good drawer and she can draw herself the way the students understand it. She can do it. For example, now I'm going to do that. Let's say because I have a paper and a pen, I can see what I'm going to draw. Let's say, for example, my leaf has to look like this, and this is my leaf. And then what I do is I just go and then cut across over here. Now, you see this, and I want to put, let's say, for example, they have to put a black paper over here. Let's say this is what I'm going to talk to them, right? Now, see the coloring, how easy it is. For example, now I just color it up. A green color is my, let's say, for example, the entire leaf has to look like, no, this is, she can do it herself. The teacher can do themselves very easily. Now that black strip, they have to write a black strip on that. So easy they've created. Now it can be posted to their PowerPoint, whatever it is. Now I would like to highlight over here. Let's say, for example, where is it? There is stick of black paper. So I can go over here. I'm going to write over here. Let's say, for example, black paper. Now how easy it is. So now they can create their own content using it as a mouse mode also. So there are two functionalities which I've talked about. Using it as a paper, just as a board on a paper, teach. At the same time, whatever existing PDF or any other file where you can start working on annotation, etc. Now the third feature. The third important feature is people would like to do, let's say, for example, I'm a teacher. I have talked about, let's say, A plus B whole square today. Now, based on that, there are certain sums are there. Now, I am not able to teach them because the time is not there in the classroom. So now what I do is I'm going to do it right now, known as an audio video file. That means I sit at home as a teacher. I work out the sums which I could not work it out during the classes, convert that into an MP4 file, and then send it to the students. Let's say, for example, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to record, let's say, something, how to draw a tree, right? Start. Now, how to draw a tree? I'm going to talk to the students. Let's say 3 strokes. This is my first stroke. This is my second stroke. This is my third stroke. Fourth, fifth, and sixth. So that means I have drawn a tree. Tree is drawn. Now I can save this immediately. When I'm saving it, I'm also saving it as an MP4 file. I'll show it to you the same thing. That means the moment I've shared this, it is already MP4 file. I can send it to my students. There are n number of sums which I can work it out at home itself and send it across. For example, we'll go there and then we'll see that. Just take it over right now. This is an MP4 file, what you're seeing.
Right.
You may not be able to hear the voice because it is from my system, but then yes, this is what it comes along with the voice itself completely. Right. Now, let me go to the next one. So that means what are we able to do today? We are able to make the physical classroom into a virtual classroom with all at ease. They don't have to know about the technology, etc. and all. Now, let me come back and then see. Assumption is that, let's say, for example, I have got something known as a 4-line paper like this. For example, the teacher has to teach a 4-line paper. Today, writing a 4-line paper, the teacher has to take a camera, go closer to it, and then write it, and the student listens to it. And especially, you're looking at a 6-year, 7-year, 8-year-old kid to understand that, which is very difficult. Let's say, for example, I'm importing. It can be any document. It can be it can be even complicated drawing file, or it can be as simple as this. For example, I've already done it. Now, let's say now I'm going to, let's say I choose on a red color, I chosen. For example, I'm telling the students is, look, you have to start from the top line. Let's say I'm just going to put across and then say, yeah, start from the top line and then slowly bring it down to the second line, third line, fourth line, and then make a circle out of it and then come back and close it and then take an arc over here and then write. This is A. Now, how simple it is, I have written it. This can be played back, this can be done anything. For example, if I have to tell them a slanting line, I say top line to bottom line, a slanting of 45 degrees. This is what I can tell them. And if I have to tell them B, you have to write like this way, B, you have to write like this way. Now, if I have to teach them, let's say, for example, some sums, which I can say, for example, how to add a 12 and a 23 as 1. Now, see here, it is so easy for me to say that these are the ones factor. So this is 3 plus 2 is 5. Very easy, absolutely. So the same thing I can do it on any of the PDF file which is existing. For example, you've got a PDF book. I can take it on paper, print it out, keep it over here, exactly right without even looking at the screen. So that highlighter, etc. can be done. So this is all the functionality which I've shown it. Now I'm going to add one more functionality which is very special functionality which we've brought in. For example, I'm a math teacher. Let's say I also have to give some kind of intuitive technology for the students to also use it. Let's go there and see. For example, now I'm opening up a new file right now. Let's say I'm going to write. Let's see how does it work. For example, I'm bringing in basically a scientific mathematical calculator on this itself right now, which is already there along with a conversion engine. We call them actually. Now let's do one thing. Is one conversion engine I'll say is, for example, now I'll say it is 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 5 cube plus 7 cube is equivalent to what? One of the questions. The second question is, let's say sine 45 divided by cos 45 is equal to what? I say, let's say sine 30 divided by tan 30 is equal to what? Let's say sine 90. It can be anything. I'm just writing it. Sine 90 plus tan 90 is equal to what? Then I can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever you want to put it. Okay, then I can say 108 divided by square root of 108 is equal to what? We can go on writing any simple equations. Now you see what's happening. The story is too good over here. It can recognize a handwriting into a text and calculate and give you the answers. I'll just show it to you right now. So this comes along as an add-on so that when the teacher does or when the student does, it's add-on to them actually, so that they really love to learn. The learning habit increases more with the writing habit actually. Just let's see over here right now.
And it is convertible to PDF.
We are going to show it to you right now. It is a Word file itself. I'm going to give you a Word file, not even PDF. I'm going to give you a Word file. Then you can do whatever you want, right?
Wow.
Let's see. Now I'm going to show you Hindi. I'm going to show you English, etc. I'll show you. This is basically just give them a boost. For example, the teacher wants to set up a question paper. They don't have to set up, type it out, and then typing a mathematical question paper. You know how to do it. I'm going to show you that also. It can understand any kind of a symbol.
Right. Excellent. So it
see, sir, now. Okay, there was one mistake, stand 90, which I couldn't explain it properly. Other than that, you can see here 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 5 cube plus 7 cube is 477. You can check it out. Right?
Excellent.
Now, let's go back one more thing. Now, a teacher is going to set up a mathematics question paper, and it has to get converted, whatever they are going. This is just an add-on feature. Okay, now let's do one thing. I'm going to a question paper. Let's say I write over here. So let's say solve. I start with solve for what? First sum is a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Then I say over here is a plus b plus c whole square is equal to what? The student has to write it right now. Then I come back and then say solve for x. Okay, I say for example 2x plus 3y is equal to 10 and 4x plus 3y is equal to 15. Say let's say solve for x. Then I say, let's say for example, now he has to solve this problem. Okay, let's say a plus b plus a plus b n x is equal to what? That has to be sorted out by them. Then I can say, let's say for example, I say f of x is equal to a square plus b square. Something like that I've written. Okay. Now you see here, this converts itself into a text, so that now it is a Word file, so that the teacher can edit it later on and then print out, convert to a PDF file, blah blah, etc. All right. We will see that also now. That means I'm able to recognize a mathematical symbol. We're also coming with the chemistry formulas, etc. Can be also be recognized, and the same results can be coming out. Now, sir, see there. Blow it up. You got it? Now, this is actually a Word file. So if somebody knows a mathematical Word file, so I can say, let's say, for example, it is solve, it is for, and it is x. Now I have signed it, right? Very easy. Now, let me come back to the next thing is, let's say, for example, English or mathematics or any question paper to be set by the teacher by themselves, and they don't have a time to type it out, etc. Let's see how does it go about it. Now, whatever I'm doing right now is I'm writing on a paper with a refill. Okay, I think you understand that. So I'm going to write right now, let's say on a paper. Let's say, for example, I write, let's say, English question paper. Okay. Now I say, for example, this is a question paper English for, let's say, 6th standard, and date is, let's say it is 14/4/2021. Okay. Now I say first is answer the following. First question is, okay, which is the capital of India? So I'm going to say A is Delhi, B is, let's say, Bangalore, C is like Mumbai. Okay, the teacher answers. Okay, answer brief. Answer in brief. Okay, write 200 words of essay about, let's say, Mahatma. Now you see, I can go on writing even n number of pages. It can be 2 pages, it can be 3 pages. Let's see what happens right now. That means they don't have to redo it. See, they just write, they sit in that and then they do it. It eases them a lot. And they can also convert, let's say students can also write and then convert their, whatever they're writing, etc. or conceptual writing, they can do it.
Right. Excellent.
Now you see the next thing, what happens. Okay, it gets saved over here. Once again, all these are saved in one particular output file, which is already there in the system. And then you can open it up right now, the output folder. This output folder. Yeah. This is the one which we saved right now. No, sir, just blow it up. Right, sir?
Excellent. Thank you, sir. So anything
Right,
else
sir.
about the product?
That's all. Now we have Hindi handwriting correction also in there, same way.
You have a lot of local language as well in the.
Now, right now I've got English and Hindi, and we will come out with other versions in about 3-4 months time.
Excellent.
So
Sir,
all put together as a product. Yes, sir.
a lot of schools and institutions are taking your product. What has been
Yes,
their response and reaction to this? And
in fact, what I would, yes, sir. You can visit our YouTube ITEL Tonics. YouTube ITEL Tonics I've already got. Triple ITBs have already given their come. They're excellent. In fact, there are a few of the teachers who have come to fact saying that without this we cannot work. We are addicted to this, and that's a response level has been very good, and people are using it. Whoever of the product have been using it exceedingly well.
because now